folks, welcome to another edition of PlayBranson. And guess what? I've got a special co-host today.
Woo!
Welcome back,
Thank
Haley.
you. It's good to be back.
I know, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, almost a year.
Almost a year. So you're going to co-host the next 4 episodes at least.
Be. Maybe those 4, maybe more.
Maybe more. Who knows? So folks, we have been gone. Like, it's been 3 months since we did our last episode. And I'll tell you what, the world has changed a lot in 3 months.
What has happened in the last 3 months?
It's crazy. And so the nice thing is Branson is now reopening, and for most things are open now.
They are. I mean, some have, a little bit more precautions in place. Social distancing still taking place, but for the most part, everything's open and running, and it's awesome to see.
I read something the other day, and it said it should not be called social distancing. It should be called physical distancing.
Interesting.
And I was like, that's a good point, because we shouldn't social distance, but we should physical distance sometimes if you want to, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about our guest. Who's our guest today on the show?
We've got Johnathan Black with us, and he's over at the Clay Cooper Theater. Just incredibly talented, so excited to have him with us.
So his first time on the show, a new entertainer on the show, folks. And I tell you what, I read some pretty interesting stuff about him, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that would be, it would give it away. Oh. And so some things that you don't know about him, you'll never find this out on stage. And so you're going to want to watch here in just a second. So, like coronavirus, you were in St. Louis,
I was.
You were seriously quarantined.
I was. I didn't leave my house. I think I ventured out a couple times just to go through the Chick-fil-A drive-through, just because I had to have it. But other than that, I was locked in my house.
Yeah, and you were about to go crazy.
I was. Yes.
Yeah, and I called you a time or two, or we talked a time or two, and I said, "Hang in there."
Yes.
Keep
and we're
going.
back now.
And we're back. So you survived.
I did.
So. Hey folks, we'll be back in just a second with more Play Branson. Stay tuned.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and we are here today with Johnathan Black, who is with the Clay Cooper Show. So welcome to Play Branson.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
So talk to people a little bit about your journey in the musical business, because you have done a lot of stuff, and just take us way back.
Well, I grew up in Jasper, Alabama. Is that far enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I graduated high school in '87, moved to Nashville, went to Belmont University, and actually worked for a gospel music producer there by the name of Larry Goss. I don't know if you're familiar with Larry. And was in a gospel group with some friends, one guy in particular, a drummer by the name of Greg Ritchie, who wound up playing drums for Jeff and Sherry Easter. Okay. And so when I moved out here, I actually came to work to play for Barbara Fairchild. Well, Jeff and Sherry's old drummer that my friend Greg Ritchie took his spot was playing for Barbara Fairchild, and it was Jarrett Doherty. So we wound up playing together and doing music out here, and actually Jarrett was my first roommate out here. So
Wow. So that connection is what really led you to Branson.
Right. And I loved being in Nashville, and I thought, I would just maybe stay out here a year or two and then move back to Nashville. But here it is. That was '95, so all these years later.
So when you went to Belmont, did you go there for music?
I did. I actually got a degree in music business. So.
Okay. I toured Belmont probably a couple of years ago. When one of my kids was looking at a college, and beautiful school. It's got a great reputation in the music business.
Right. It is a beautiful school. It was a lot of fun. Met a lot of people there. After I graduated, I actually worked in the music business industry there in Nashville for a couple of years, working for some country artist, Ricky Van Shelton. I don't know if you remember Ricky. Yeah. Ricky
Van Shelton played at the Grand Palace, for those of you that might remember, many times here in Branson.
Right.
Yeah,
and we handled Wynonna Judd and Vince Gill, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Patty Lovelace. Nice. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So after you spent some time in Nashville, came back to Branson, and where did you just like dive in first?
Well, after I started playing for Barbara Fairchild for about 5 years, I took a job with another show called Lost in the 50s, and that was at the Starlight Theater.
Okay.
And of course, at that time, we were doing 2 shows a day, 6 days a week. And it started meeting more people. It was kind of a social networking thing.
Sure.
So the more shows you do, the more people you meet, the more connections you have.
Right.
So.
And so on most all these shows, you're either is it the keyboardist or the sax player or both? Or?
Yes, and generally the keyboard player and kind of double on sax.
Okay.
So.
Because you don't see sax a lot, like in town. I mean, there are a
Right.
few sax players, but not a lot.
Right, and the town's changed a lot. There used to be more jobs for horn players, and it's kind of gotten less and less. So it's kind of one of those things that it's easier to get a job as a piano player than a horn player. So.
Okay, and so you did Lost in the 50s for a while, and then, of course, the same owner then had Stuck on the
70s.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, and then from there, I started working a morning show with Buck Trent, which he's a great guy.
He's awesome.
That was a lot of fun. So I probably worked with him. Still do some shows with him every once in a while. We did a thing in Little Rock in December with Marty Stewart, which was a lot of fun. So he's still going at it. So, and then from there went to the Ball and Hoppers. And was with the Ball and Hoppers for about 11 years.
I think that's
11
where I
years.
actually first met you, I think, was when
Yeah.
I was an intern there. So that's
right.
kind of fun.
Yeah. So, and then there was a couple of other shows. I think Cowboys, Heroes, and Friends that ran for a little while, and Barry Williams' 70s Music Celebration. When I was at the Ball and Hoppers, my last year there, I started working a show called Hot Rods and High Heels at the Clay Cooper Theater.
Okay.
And I worked there for 1 year, which I'm still there, but 1 year, and then Clay hired me on his show. And so after that, I started working for the Clay Cooper show. And so that's where I'm at now, Clay Cooper show and Hot Rods and High Heels.
Yeah.
So
And so how many years total then have you been at those shows?
this will be my 4th season with Clay.
Okay.
And the 5th season with Hot Rods, I believe.
Cool.
The years are going by so fast, I'm losing track.
So you've been at a variety of different styles of shows. So what has been your favorite? Are you more like country, 70s, gospel?
I like it all. I do like the variety, but I grew up listening to pop and stuff.
Okay.
So I do like the 70s, the 50s. The 50s is a lot of fun
Yeah.
too. So
Nice.
Now, it says here that in 2016 you were at the Terry Awards, you were Branson's best keyboard player, and then you also have got some other Critics' Choice Awards for best keyboard player of the year. So congratulations
Well,
on
thank you.
some of those awards.
it's
And
quite an honor.
so talk to us a little bit about like this whole coronavirus. Like as an entertainer, I mean, every show shut down in town. So what did you do for 2 or 3 months?
Oh wow, it was definitely strange. This has been one of the weirdest years, and of course, there for the first part, just stayed laid low and was almost afraid to get out. But I do some recording at home, and I've had some work there doing tracks for people, so that kept me busy. But you just kind of lay low and hope for the best, and of course, it's been a big effect on the music industry.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. The other thing here it says, and I just find this fascinating, is that you are in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Like that sounds pretty darn impressive too.
Well, that's kind of one of my outlets for exercise. I've been studying under Wayne Carmen.
Oh, yeah.
In Branson, the TCB martial arts. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So.
Yeah. So nobody should mess with you on the back streets.
I knew that. So if you don't like my playing, watch out.
Because here it says even, and I don't know about these awards, but it says you've gotten the Black Belt of the Year and Outstanding Martial Artist too. And I don't know if that's like a local thing or a national thing or what.
It's actually listed under the United States Martial Arts Hall of Fame, and you're kind of nominated. So,
Wow.
So yeah,
Cool.
it is quite an honor.
That's
pretty
takes a
neat.
lot of discipline, a lot of
A lot of
effort.
sweat.
Yeah. that type of thing. But that's great. Is there? Do you have any other hobbies besides that?
That's pretty much it. I mean, the music thing consumes a lot of time, and it's just something I enjoy doing. I do enjoy getting out and kayaking when I can, but that seldom happens, just schedule-wise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, we're going to stop right here. We'll be back in just a minute with more from Johnathan Black. Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. We're here with Johnathan Black, keyboardist at the Clay Cooper Theater.
So Johnathan, tell us a little bit about Clay Cooper's show for this season, because I know it's always changing. I haven't gotten to see it yet for this season, so give us just a little taste of what it's going to look like.
Oh, we're having a blast. It's a lot of fun. Of course, he changes the show every year, so. And to me, every time you come to the show, it's a little different. Clay's got this unique talent of just communicating with the audience.
Yes.
I mean, it's unbelievable to watch. And sometimes just on stage, I'm sitting there watching Clay thinking, this is crazy, which makes it interesting for us rather than doing the same show every night after night. It's a little bit different.
Right.
So. But it's a fun show this year. We're having a good time, and I just invite everybody to come out and check it out.
Cool.
So, music-wise, what kind of music would people experience in the show? And you also have a comedian, I know. And
we do. Matt Gum, who's hilarious. There's a little bit of variety of everything, and that's one of the things I do love about Clay's show, as we were talking before.
Yes.
Because you get some pop, country, classic country, just a variety of everything. So that makes it a lot of fun for me.
Absolutely.
So
what kind of pop music do you have in the show?
well, we've got a section called impersonations, which is a lot of fun for me because it's kind of fast paced and goes through a different decades of music. So we do everything from Elton John to Prince. Sometimes some years we've done Bruno Mars. We do some Michael Jackson. So it's fun.
Yeah. I Prince obviously passed away a year or two ago.
Right.
And now is the impersonation part, is that being done by your comedian?
Well, some of it's done by Matt. Other people in the show do. It switches from segment to segment. So sometimes the girls are coming out doing a number and the guys are coming out doing a number. So it involves the whole cast. Of course, Clay comes out and does some stuff too.
Yeah.
During that
And
section,
dancers?
absolutely fantastic dancers. Of course, they keep the energy going.
Yeah. So Clay's show, I always feel like, is one of the original, almost like an original style Branson show. Because years ago there used to be lots of dancers on shows, and of course, as times change, there's not as many dancers on some of the Branson shows now. And so Clay has maintained, and of course with Tina's led that effort. Big cast, a lot of folks in the show.
Right. Yeah, it has that Branson, sort of the Branson formula, but it's like on steroids. A lot of production value and high energy. So it's a lot of fun.
So is Carrie Garrison still with him as well?
Carrie Garrison is, and she's a knocked out singer. Does some great bluegrass stuff. So, and all these guys are so much fun to work with. It's like a family.
It's a great
there,
cast.
So, yeah,
That's for sure.
You had, 3 guys there that were like a trio as well. That was new, like in the last couple of years.
Right. Yeah, and they've changed it over. We've got 2 guys and a girl this year.
Okay.
So, but yeah, everything it just works perfect the way she stepped in and stuff.
So you started shows the middle part of June, right? Somewhere right around in there, and people are having to sit further apart right now.
Right.
How's that working so far?
You have to get used to it. Of course, you look out in the audience and people are spread out, and you've got some people up in the balcony and stuff. But it's good. It's just good to see people. After being trapped in the house all this time, it's like there's people still here. Right. So and it's good to see people coming into town. It's refreshing to see the town opening up. So.
Yeah. I know a lot of entertainers were doing stuff on Facebook and all of that, but there is nothing that compares to live performance. And being there live, there's something you can't get with a video screen.
Right. And you're only limited to what the camera shows you. So when you're there, you see the whole perspective, and you do miss a lot if you're just watching it on screen. So
yeah. And so some people wearing masks, some people maybe not wearing masks.
Right, and yeah, that's the thing. It's like they want everybody to feel comfortable. So if you're comfortable not wearing a mask, that's okay. And if you prefer to wear the mask, that's good. Of course, all the workers up front are doing everything to keep people safe, and they're wearing the masks.
Yeah, so the staff workers are wearing masks.
Right.
So what happens after the show? Because Branson has been known really well for the artist and the audiences connecting. Right. And so I'm like, are they going to still do that? Are they not going to do that? Or are they more careful? Or do you even know?
I'm not sure as a whole what people are doing, but Clay loves to visit with people. And so he continues to do that. Of course, he warns people, if you're not comfortable with the physical closeness or whatever, just say so. But he just likes being amongst the people, and so he's going to continue to visit with people. So.
Yeah. So if you're sick, don't go to a show.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're feeling great, come on.
Come on out.
Like we want folks to come out to the show, and I think the media has created so much fear in people. It's going to take a while, and so I love it that Branson shows are open, and I love it that people are going to Branson shows.
I do too.
And so hopefully people will have good experiences, and from that they'll go home and tell their friends and come back out.
Absolutely. And hopefully, people have been inside so long that they're just dying to get out. So, and hopefully that'll overtake the fear, and people will just take charge and go.
I heard somebody the other day told me that the bikes are all sold out at Walmart and Target, and I was like, I never would have guessed that so many people are buying bikes to be outside.
I know, and I didn't get the warning about the toilet paper thing, so now it's like you couldn't buy toilet paper for a while, and the bike thing, good thing I already had a bike. So.
Yeah. Well, if you need toilet paper, let me know.
Okay.
I can probably find you some. Anything else, Haley, that you have?
Do you want to talk about the Hot Rods and High Heels show just a little bit?
Yes, we have a good time with the Hot Rods and High Heels, 50s music. It's fast paced, a lot of fun. I'm not 100% sure what the schedule is because of the virus stuff. I think we'll be opening sometime in July. Probably the best thing to do is check the website on announcements there. But yeah, it's a blast. Just a trip through memory lane. So.
A lot of 50s.
Oh, tons of 50s rock and roll. Of course, we do different styles of 50s stuff. We do an I Love Lucy segment, which is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And 50s music is kind of what I'd say that timeless music.
It is.
It
amazes me because you'll see little kids singing along to the lyrics, and it's like, how do these little kids? But everybody loves 50s.
Would you classify and say that was kind of the birth of rock and roll in the 50s?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's when it all kick-started, and it's a classic period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe that was like almost 70 years ago now. Mm-hmm. When you think about it like that, that's a long time.
It is. It is a long time, and of course these artists. Of course, we've got some newer artists that have passed away here recently, but we've lost a ton of the 50s artists. Mm-hmm. I think Little Richard passed away not too long ago.
Yep.
So.
Okay, folks, here's the deal. Go see Clay Cooper's Country Music Express over at the Clay Cooper Theater. It's right on Highway 76, right across from the Best Western Center Point Inn, Montana Mike's, and the Titanic Museum right there. Clay's been at that theater for several years, been here a long time. Go see Johnathan out there. He'll be playing the keyboards. Do you play the sax at all?
I do.
Okay, so he'll play the sax as well. So go check out the show. You can go to ibranson.com and buy your tickets there and see all the latest schedules. So we'll be back in just a moment to wrap the show up. Thanks.
Howdy, y'all. This is Clay Cooper, and I want to welcome you to Clay Cooper's Country Express. We have 24 veteran entertainers performing a variety of music from classic country to rock and roll, contemporary country to pop, as well as gospel and patriotic. Don't miss this action-packed show located on West 76 Country Boulevard, just across from the Titanic Museum, the Clay Cooper Theater. Clay Cooper's Country Express. It's more than country.
There are are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson. We're wrapping the show up today. Johnathan was awesome.
He is incredibly talented and just a lot of awesome things that
He's
he's
a black
been able
belt.
to. I know, who would have thought?
In the Hall of Fame,
Awesome.
black belt. You know, one of the things, he's performed with lots of artists that we didn't even go over. He mentioned a few of them, but I've got down here Glenn Campbell and Ricky Skaggs and Chubby Checker and, of course, Tony Orlando and Billy Dean. I mean, he's performed with lots
A lot of people.
entertainers.
Yes.
And so, love to have the Branson musicians on this show because sometimes they just don't always get the credit that they deserve.
They don't.
You know, so it's great to have them here. Folks, Clay Cooper's Theater, once again, is where you'll find Johnathan, and we think it's at 7:30.
Yes, it should be.
On various nights, and so you'll just have to go out and check the schedules at ibranson.com or bransonmissouri.com, and they can then purchase their tickets there.
Absolutely.
We think all shows are open now, right?
Almost all of them, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if they're not open, they're going to be open pretty soon. So if you're watching this at home, we want you to come to Branson and come have fun. And, you know, Branson is a safe place.
It is.
People are doing, you know, the social distancing and taking those safety and cleanliness items. But if you're sick, don't come. We want you to stay home. But if you're not sick, come on.
Come on, we're
Come
ready.
on. July 4th is right around the corner.
It is. Came fast.
And so it'll be a great time to celebrate. And July is typically a very busy month for vacations. And I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there that just haven't even thought about planning their vacation because they just
No.
didn't know.
A lot of vacation plans canceled if you had to
So-
fly, so Branson's a perfect option.
Right. And Frontier Airlines is flying into Branson now again. And so you can catch Frontier depending on where you are in the country. And of course, we have the Springfield Branson National Airport. I flew the other day, and I flew on Allegiant.
How was it?
And the first flight I took out was about half full. And of course, you know, a lot of people wearing masks.
Right.
And then when I flew home, like literally the whole plane was full. And so, but I'm fine. It didn't bother me, you know, and, you know, I said I'm going to do my part to help the economy. And so went out
There you
and
go.
got away from Branson at least for a couple days, and now I'm, you know, back here working. So who's on our next episode?
We've got Chad Rudin with us from Pierce Arrow.
Okay, so we'll be back next Thursday with another episode of Play Branson. We'll see you soon.